another day.
It's another day, and I have a new rule.
Oh dear.
New rule. This is a good rule. You're gonna like this rule.
Am I? I don't know.
Yes.
Usually I don't like the rules.
This piece of equipment,
Yes.
I cannot work on this piece of equipment, nor can I work with this piece of equipment unless I have had a full night's sleep,
Yes.
caffeine,
Yes.
and have eaten.
And you need a hug.
Because hugs help too. My attitude is better. Still hate that we bought another one of these.
Yeah.
But my attitude is better than when I was trying to pretend like it was well built and formulated.
Yeah.
After a full day's work.
Yeah.
After a board meeting.
It was 119 degrees.
119 degrees, and it was 7 o'clock at night, and I hadn't eaten. So that would my attitude was not as good as it is today. So,
well, I'm glad your attitude has improved.
It is better. So we're gonna fill up hydraulic fluid. Got the hydraulic fluid here. Gonna fill it with oil. I got some of
Let's see the hydraulic fluid.
Thumb nets. I just got.
Oh, that's not very fancy, is it?
It's just cheapy AW.
You mean there's only
32.
one kind of hydraulic oil?
Oh, no,
there's
thousands.
Okay, all right, good. That makes me feel better.
I got the cheapest hydraulic fluid I could get for this beast. That was
because you love this chipper.
I do, I really do. So got some John Deere oil for it because that's what they had at the store, and then all the big box stores completely useless for getting any wing nuts and bolts and literally useless. Don't go. Don't even bother. Don't waste your time. So I went to the local hardware store and got everything that I needed. So now we're going to do some filling of oil. I'm not going to have you video filling oil. Really dual-minded on buying this thing.
So with the help of a crowbar,
yeah,
we got it straight.
Yeah, I think this happened in shipping. It's the only thing that I've seen, but you can kind of see something shifted and hit there and then hit into that and bent it. That's my theory. That's what I'm going with. All right.
So Steve-O,
yeah,
are you enjoying yourself out here?
I am enjoying myself. I am not trusting any of the setup here, and rightly so. So I found that from the factory, the blade and the anvil are not set properly. So we've done that in a previous video.
Yes, we did.
So we're gonna have to watch our own video and reset that.
Okay.
That I remember being quite a to-do. So that is, we need to do that. Need to pick up oil because there's not a stitch of oil in here.
Okay.
And then this unit, since it's new, we do have a hydraulic dipstick, right?
Nice.
We didn't have this, but it's bone dry too.
So they didn't put any fluids in there?
Well, I'm not surprised that there's no oil because in shipping you don't want it sloshing all over there. I was hoping though that there's going to be some hydraulic fluid, and there does look to be some. I found these. Look it up here. There we go. I found this in there in the filter. So then this was a little loose because I'm checking every bolt in the whole thing. But it's a filter. So I don't think anything got through the filter.
Yeah.
But if you look down in there, and I'm going to get my light. Let's see if you can.
Oh, I saw some liquid.
Can you get a video of that? Probably not, huh?
Well, it's a little hard. I see some liquid in there.
So there's a little bit of liquid, but it's way, way, way down there. The big question is going to be, A, what kind of hydraulic fluid is that? Because there is no evidence in
Is this hydraulic fluid right here, too?
No, that's just grease. There's grease everywhere. So there's some type of reddish fluid in here.
And I'm guessing that you're not allowed to mix types of hydraulic fluids.
I would expect that we want to have it be, similar hydraulic.
Okay.
But there is nothing in the manual to say how much hydraulic fluid or what kind of hydraulic fluid. And the big kicker is going to be if these, all of the hydraulic hoses have not been pre-filled, then we'll have to bleed every single one of them. So
you're happy about that.
Well,
I can tell.
I'm not excited about that, but it is what it is. So I'm going to clean this out.
So could the little bit of hydraulic fluid be left from like a quality control step at the factory?
Yes, or that they were, put enough to then feed all of the hoses.
I see.
And get it to when it's end user, you fill it up the reservoir.
Yeah.
And since we have a dipstick, we'll just slowly add till it hits the dipstick.
Yeah.
And then the oil is just a normal Kohler engine, so that's fine.
Okay.
It does look like most of these, all of them have some type of Loctite,
Yeah.
blue Loctite. So I
Yep.
checked every single one of them.
Yeah.
So that's
Can you guys see that? It's very, there
That's
you go.
good.
Now you can see the blue.
yeah.
Okay. So that's good,
Yeah,
right?
I'd be significantly happier if all of these bolts were clearly cleaned bolts and not run the risk that they're painted, because painted bolts with nuts doesn't hold as well. Now in our old unit we did not have a problem with anything loosening, but we'll run it for a while and then we'll check everything.
Okay.
Because that's a lot of comments are on people who one of the bolts rattled off and then shattered. So yeah.
So I know you were kind of on the fence about whether or not we should even buy this kind of thing again.
Yeah, we're stuck. We're stuck. This is the only affordable option that has hydraulic feed, and that's super nice.
Yeah.
The next jump up is $3,000 more than this unit.
Yeah.
And the alternative are gravity fed, but then the chutes for stuff our size, the chutes are up here.
Yeah.
And so you're feeding up and over.
Which is really hard for me because I'm only average.
Yes,
height.
with your average height,
Right.
you struggle with that. So that's why, but I'll tell you, this is not a unit that I feel super comfortable with quality control, and that's why I'm not just in setting it up, but I'm checking everything that I can physically get at. Belts, fluids, the bolts that I can find.
Yeah.
I can't check the engine, but again, that's just a Kohler engine, bolted on.
Yeah.
So we'll make sure all the engine bolts are tight.
Yeah.
And then we'll fire
And
up.
then,
get
we'll
some
run
oil.
it for a little bit of time without actually feeding anything through it.
Yeah. So.
I'm interested to see whether or not the feeding mechanism is a little better. Remember on the old one, you had to feed to a certain corner because if you fed to the other corner, it jammed.
Yeah, I'll be pleasantly surprised. I don't see how by physics it's going to be any different. It's only fixed on one side. The other side is free floating with the idea that it rotates up and down for the size of a limb.
Yeah.
But if you put it to the free floating side, it kittywonkus is like this
Right.
and then jams up. So, again, we've got previous videos where after setting things up, learning the best way to do it,
Right.
and then really getting the sharpest blades and adjusting the distance, we had great hours of chipping, and this thing would go through anything that we put
I know.
through.
But all together, how many good hours of chipping did we have on the old one before it burnt up?
I'd say
10?
I'd say 10 hours.
Maybe 12?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I know. Hey, listen. I didn't want to buy this.
I know.
unit.
I know. But we have a lot of wood. We have to have a way to get rid of the wood.
Yeah, well, we'll keep searching, but if I find more crud where it's not supposed to be, this is getting dragged back to the store. Just saying.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, It's really, really hot in this pole barn.
It is hot today.
It is,
Yeah. So
yeah.
I'm gonna put this back together and call
right.
it a night.
Sounds good.
All right, see ya.
So that harness is supposed to...
It's supposed to snake all the way up here.
Uh-huh.
But this...
It's gonna torque on those quite a bit, isn't it?
Yeah. I wonder if they're tangled. Maybe I need to take this out and reroute them. But yeah, and so you say, well, Steve, read the directions. Literally useless. Honestly, the lack of instructions that I had to put this together,
Yeah.
better than the section assembly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pictures.
This seems like the kind of equipment where you'd want more pictures than that.
Well, I want instructions and I want it engineered well. That's what was nice about this Continental trailer.
Yeah.
Is it was engineered well. Everything fit the way you would expect it to fit.
And they didn't even pretend to give you directions for the trailer.
No, and I knew that was going to be the case. Yeah, I got to take this unit off and try to reroute these. So, one step forward, 2 back.
Well, that was a bear of a project, getting all those hydraulic hoses hooked
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, again, just nothing is well constructed. It's their quality control in putting things together is not good.
How close are you to returning it?
Now I'm up to 37%.
You're 37%? This will be the hardest part though, right?
No, the hardest part will be the anvil and blade.
So those hoses, not cooperative.
No, they're just not put together correctly. They just install the hoses with these off the machine, so they're not actually configured to have this here and this here.
Uh-huh.
So, you know, it's...
Would have helped if there were maybe 4 more inches for each hose.
Yeah, or they installed them with these on and then took them off. But everything is, you know, do it as quickly as possible and really don't care, because once it's overseas, you know, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
This is not going back, you know, any further than the store. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm trying to have a good attitude, but I haven't had a good attitude about this particular brand of chipper since we bought the first one. And here we are back to number 2.
You got your new little metric tool.
I did.
Is it working better?
Much? Yeah, everything on this is metric, not shockingly surprising or anything.
It's made in China? Taiwan?
Oh, I don't have a clue. So this is, for people who want to know, these are number 4. So for 4, I guess 4 millimeter, I don't know. 4 metric.
4 metric.
Yeah, I am a superior mechanic. I know everything.
Yeah.
But all I know is that these are now going to all be tight, and this isn't going to jiggle. I mean, come on. Seriously? Seriously. Jiggle. Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How's it going out here?
It's going. Still building.
Okay.
Still building.
Well,
Little by little.
you got it pulled out.
I do have it pulled out. I've got it filled with hydraulic oil.
Uh-huh.
I got it filled with engine oil.
And now you're going to put the chute on?
I'm going to put the chute on. I've also put thumb or wing nuts there.
Yep, I see that. Those are always nice because
And
then you can tighten
and then
them with your
I got the wing
fingers.
nuts over here.
And then we got the wing nuts here.
So that
Because you can undo these wing nuts here, and then this whole chute opens up so you can get in there.
yeah, I do like that part.
Have you adjusted the anvil yet?
Nope, that's
Saving the best for last, huh?
saving. Well, I want to make sure that it runs. So we're going to get the chute on so that stuff doesn't fly up if there's something in there. And then we'll turn it over, and the directions say, well, actually the directions don't say, because there's nothing actually in the directions.
Right.
But you found on their website an answer to questions that are not in the manual. How much?
Important questions, like.
Yeah, what kind of hydraulic oil?
Yeah.
How much hydraulic oil? And then also they recommend fill it with the hydraulic fluid, then let it run for 5 minutes, and that supposedly fills the pump and the hoses and the whatnots. And then you can use the lever to move the hydraulic feed drum. And the nice thing, there are some nice parts to this. One of them is you can feed the hydraulic drum in, and then if it's bogging down or if it's jammed, you can actually reverse that and have it come out. So that's what we're supposed to do. So first I want to put the chute on, and then we'll go with starting up the engine so you can get a shot of the engine.
Don't drop any of those in that hole.
No.
That would be bad.
Bad. All right, we're gonna get set for the first start.
All right.
Here we go.
So we got this on.
Choke on.
Choke on.
Fuel line on.
Fuel on.
Yep.
Spark plug engaged.
Yep.
Somewhere. Yep. Spark plug is right here. And I shouldn't have to pull this, right?
Nope. Just the. Choke all the way on. Choke needs to stay all the way on. It's never been started, so we got to get fuel in there. Just keep cranking. It may be that I've got gas in there, but it may be that the battery is not strong enough. I'll get the altmeter and see what and see the voltmeter.
It's trying to do something.
Yeah, I'm concerned that the battery just is going to need a little bit topping off. Let me get my voltmeter and.
Do you want me to try it again, or do you want to do your thing?
No, I can hear that it's not strong enough.
Hey, so it's almost dead?
Yeah, which I was just saying is not surprising. I'm sure that these just sit in warehouses for years before someone buys one. So.
All right. Well, can we charge it up?
We're gonna try.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna try to get better video. I actually watched our old video of adjusting the anvil for the distance from blade to anvil because it works best at about 1/8 of an inch, jams less. And to do that, so I watched our video, and when Colin and I did this the first time, we took these completely off because loosening them, we couldn't get the anvil to move forward. And that is because the anvil is connected to a anvil plate. And so this is kind of like a L bracket that goes this way. These are slotted holes, 3 slotted holes. So you loosen this, and then the idea was you could just move this. But there are also these locking nuts here on either side. And so they're a large metric Allen wrench. So on the video, we ended up taking all of this off, figuring out how it was engineered. Today, what I'm hoping to be able to do is loosen these 3 and then take these out, because you can see they thread all the way through and they lock this anvil, I don't know, ledge adapter thingy, my bob. So I'm going to loosen those 3, and I'm going to back these out so that they're not threaded through. And hopefully that will enable me to take this shelf and slide it a little bit forward, because it's at about 1/4 of an inch, and I want it at 1/8 of an inch. So that's the plan. But on the original video, I didn't have a good picture of these. So now I do.
So Steve-O,
yeah,
I came back. I should have gotten a picture of it.
Yeah.
You were lounging on Vinny with your feet up on the hood, and you were just looking like a man who either had found success or had completely given up and didn't care anymore?
No, neither. I'm waiting for the battery to charge.
Okay.
It was at about 20%, so
that's why it couldn't start?
I think so. Who knows? But I've got all of these have been changed over to the thumb screws. Because it comes with, just nuts.
Yeah, which
and
doesn't
then,
make it very easy.
No, then every time that you want to open this, you got to use a tool.
Yeah.
So those are both, and so that's how you get into the blade.
Yep.
This, so that you can open this compartment up, and that's where the hydraulic roller.
Yep.
And then I have thumb screws here, because you open these up, and then this swings away.
Yep.
So if you have any issues.
Okay.
Tires are filled up.
Okay.
The Anvil is set to the right distance.
Okay. Did you take video of it for the people?
I did.
How did it go adjusting the Anvil?
Good. Well, good, because it's my second time.
It's your second time?
Yeah. So.
Was our first video helpful?
Not as helpful as I had hoped.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is
actually,
this video going to be helpful?
It adds to the old video. And then I have this. And so this is how you move the chute.
Yes.
Right? And so again, lock nuts, right? No good if you want to be adjusting this. So I kept these, but they're a little bit loose.
Okay.
And then a wing nut. And then you loosen that. And then I don't know if you can see that, but I also put black nylon washers.
Oh,
and then,
instead of just the regular washers.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I greased under here.
So
now look at this. Woo! Look at that.
You can just move it however you want.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then when you're done, you just tighten one down. And there you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, that is an improvement.
Yeah. And then they also improved this over here. You're going to have to come up here. It used to be that when you would angle this down, the chips would hit here and then actually kick back.
Yeah.
And so they welded a little bit of metal there. So it'll be a little less likely to do that.
Got it.
Yeah. So that was nice to see a little process improvement.
Yeah.
So we're waiting on the battery, and then hopefully with a charged battery, it'll turn over and run.
Excellent. And how long do you think we might have to wait?
A few more hours.
Okay. So this is probably a tomorrow thing.
No. We're deep in. We will try again to turn over the motor before the end of today. All right. We pulled the beast out again, because we're going to pull start it. We're waiting on the battery to be charged, but it does have a pull start, and we really want to hear this guy roar. So
I find pull starts intimidating.
Yeah, well, and this one's not easy. It won't be pretty. We'll keep it at a half choke. Ignite.